Alright guys, my name's Josh with Oak Ridge Fire Department. Today we're going to do a class on firefighter safety, more specifically with the SCBAs. We're going to talk about inspecting it and checking it off, and we're also going to talk about different breathing techniques such as skip breathing. I've got 2 short PowerPoints to go through, and then we'll do a test, and then we'll do a skill evaluation to get some hands on. So this one's going to start off with inspection. I have an air pack over here. I can't steer too far from my computer because my clicker doesn't work, so I'll go through it and then we'll do actually with the air pack. So to start everything, you want to check your straps. So you want to check the backpack, make sure all your straps are fully extended, make sure there's no wear and tear, any cuts or abrasions on them. You want to make sure they're in good condition. And with the cylinder itself, you want to turn it on, make sure you have all the air in it to whatever your department's. For example, Oak Ridge, the lowest we can go is 4,000. So make sure you're at 4,000 or above, or whatever your department's standards are. So you want to make sure that's on. Then check your high pressure hoses, your low pressure hoses, all that. You want to make sure there's no tears in that anything that's going to cause you to lose air. You want to make sure you have all your air, and that's your life. So you don't want to lose any of that. You want to go through that and check your pass device. So you want to sound it off, make sure it sounds right, the batteries are charged and all that. Then you want to check your actual face piece. So you take your air mask, check it, make sure there's no cracks in the shield or anything like that. You want to connect it to your regulator and take a few test breaths. Make sure you can get a good seal and there's no leaks at all. Then once you've tested everything, you want to close your cylinder off and then open your bypass valve or your purge valve, bleed off all the air. For our packs, we have the heads-up display, so you want to make sure all your lights are lit up, and that's also a sign that the battery would be dead or something's wrong if they aren't. Make sure they go as you let your air out. Then again, you check make sure your pass device sounds as it's supposed to. Make sure the low pressure air alarm works and all that. Then you can close your bypass and you can turn it all off. Then complete all necessary paperwork. So, going over here to the actual air pack, we'll take a look at it. In Oak Ridge, we use Scott 4,500 bottles. So, when you want to inspect in the morning, like I said, we start with the actual backpack. So I want to look at all my straps. I'm going to look here, make sure that there's no tears. With time they're going to get worn, but as long as they're in wearable condition, so they're going to hold up. There's no tears. Again, make sure everything's fully extended because a guy my size isn't going to fit with the average firefighter. So once you get all that looks good. Everything's intact. You have your cylinder. Make sure it's in good condition. You can check each one should have a hydrostatic test date. You want to make sure that it's been tested to how it's supposed to, and turn the backpack the correct way to put that bottle in. You slide it in, and you want to connect your hose. Make sure not to cross-thread it. And one thing that I forgot to say, there's a ring in there. There's a little O-ring in there, and you want to check that before you connect it. Make sure that's in there, because if it's not, or if it's not tight all the way, you can blow that O-ring out, or if it's not on there, then you'll just have constant airflow, and you'll lose your air. Once you get it connected, put your strap down, turn your bottle on, all the way. This one's about just a little over 4,000, so it's still good to go. If you have a heads-up display, make sure all your lights light up. 2 greens means it's full. Check your pass device, sound it off. Make sure it works. Then once you go through, check that. Look at your mask. I also like to make sure my straps are fully extended on my mask. Look inside, make sure everything's okay with the mouthpiece, make sure there's no cracks or anything. once you connect your regulator, you want to put it to your face, make sure you get a good seal, and take a few test breaths. Once you complete that, make sure you hit your doffing switch so you don't constantly flow air as you're checking it off. When you're done, turn your valve all the way off. Then you use your purge valve to bleed off the extra air. And again, you can watch your heads up display to make sure your lights stay and go with as you lose air. With Scott's, they have a vibrating alert once you get down to, I believe it's 1,000. We'll let this go through to your low air mark. Then you can click it twice to turn it off. Well, like I was saying, with Scott's, they have a vibra alert in the mask whenever you're at 1,000. That'll start going off. With MSAs, they have a bell. So it just depends. You have to know what kind of brand air pack your department's using. So that's that with inspection. There we go. That's the same one. Stand by. Alright, so this one's just talking about the IDLH environment and different things. It all stays within the air pack, different breathing techniques, so we'll go over that. It's talking about IDLH environment, which is immediate danger to life and health, which is what we will be in a burning building. Any burning building is going to be an IDLH environment. So the air pack provides respiratory protection for that. So you must be proficient in using your SCBA, know all the quirks and everything to your particular pack. That's why you check it off every morning and do the same thing. Develop habits with using it. You need to know if something goes wrong, how to fix that. So that's why we use it all the time, so that way you can get confidence in using it. So we'll talk about the pathway through it. So all the air starts in the air cylinder. As you turn it on, it'll go through to your high pressure hose and to a regulator. Once it hits the regulator, that lowers the pressure down to a low pressure hose, which takes it from the low pressure hose to the face piece regulator, which then drops it to whatever the breathable PSI is, I don't know off the top of my head, into your mask. So that's how the airflow works. Which, that's just, from the face piece, the air is inhaled into the user's lungs, and when they exhale, you have your face piece has an exhalation valve, so that way it can exhale that air without letting the bad air from the IDLH environment in. And now you got skip breathing, which is just a way to conserve your air. So especially if you're in a mayday situation and you're waiting on a RIT team to come to you, skip breathing is not only a good way, it's a good way to conserve your air, but it's also a good way to stay calm and wait. So the process is you take a short breath, hold it, then you take another short breath, and then you exhale. So you take 2 breaths before you exhale. And it says the process should take about 5 seconds. So you just go, and just a long, smooth exhale. So that'll help you calm down just like that. And that's all we have for the PowerPoints. We're going to take a quick break. We'll do the test, and then we'll do the skills.